It's 1 o'clock, so you know what I mean, Alia. We live, we inside. We about to do, are you excited? We about to do our next whole sample exam practice paper. We had dozens of students in the Google Classroom who did this week, and you're about to go through it. So those of you all who do it in the Google Classroom, you all will have an idea of it already, so you all will be able to speed through it with us. If you want to join the Google Classroom, the number it's 4724221. And for a very small price, you can have the tutors correct your work and give it to you back on Saturday, so you can just get a nice little vibe of how everything going. So what I want y'all to do is just close the live chat for a second, press like on the video, open back the live chat. If you can, snap a screenshot of it, post it on your Instagram, your social media. If your parents have that, posted and let everybody know we live. Let's get some more students on here. We have 108 students already. Hello to everybody. Let's just shout out a couple people before we get started. I'm seeing Lisa. I'm seeing Talifa. Some of these names might be your parents' names. Liana, Kadira. You all need me to recall the number. I'll recall the number. Let's see if I can put it in the banner, right? So I'm going to try and put it right below the video there. So to register for classes or revision or the Google Classroom, you want to go +1 868 So with that number, you could get anything you want. Scroll across the bottom, add banner. There we go. It should be in the, why is in the chat if you're seeing something scrolling across the screen at the bottom of the screen? So I'll leave it up for a little bit so everybody can see that. Who was here last week? If you were here last week, say, I was here last week. Let's get started. I think once we reach 200 people, we can get started. So let's just wait for the next 30 people to drop in. Okay, 10 more to go. 10 more to go. Doom, 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 doom. We have a slight delay compared to what you've seen. So maybe you've seen 200 people already. Let's see, we're on 191 on my side. Look, we had some people who were here last week. Pick up yourself. 200. So let's get cracking. Complete the place value chart below to represent the number 85,307. So 85,307, 85,307. Easy man thing, right? I don't really need to pause too much for these small questions. Write a whole number in the box below to make the statement true. So this can be any number that, okay, when I have 487, what does this mean? This means that this side must be more than this side. So I can literally guess this real fast. I could push this up real fast. Like I could say 1,000 here, and I'm pretty sure that's good because 1,000 plus 4,800. This will be more than 4,875. In fact, any number that's more than 4,875 minus 4,837, any number that's more than the difference between these two numbers and 1 would work. So look, anything could work in here. You all understand that? Easy man thing, right? Cake, or like a pretty cake emoji and thing for these ones. What number is represented by this? So let me see if I can get this in the chat before I move on. Number 3, what number is represented by 7 times 100, 3 times 10, and 5 times 100? So essentially, this is telling me to place this in the hundreds column, place this one in the tens column, and place this one in the hundreds column. That's the place value there, right? So this is 73. Wait, no, 703. So this is 700. And wait, is this is now 1? So I'm wrong. There should be 30 here, right? And we have in that answer for a lot of people. Emery and them and Michelle and Brian. Yeah. Wait. I've seen some problems in some of them things that I put up there. Yep. And by the way, we're going on with them names that they have there, boy. Points. I just now see a killer. The killer's in this chat. So 730.05. Is that good? That's great. That's excellent. Let's keep it moving. 3 questions down already. Emilio bought a new video game using the 6 bills below. The cost of the video game was $176, right? The missing values on the bills. So what we should do is just, get how much we have so far already. And this can be done mentally. You all tell me the missing values in the chat. You all will see the live chat blazing it. So 155, 1. So that's 150 plus the 5, 155 plus the 156 so far. So far we have $156, but we're trying to get all the way to 176. And user man know your cash. User girl know your cash thing one time. So if you're on 156 and you're trying to get to 176, you need a 20, but it have 2 bills. You need 2 bills. That would have to give me 20. Well, then that should be two $10 bills, like what we are seeing in the chat. Numerous people have that in the chat, right? Total number of students living in Central Trinidad is 9,285. Are you reading that? Estimate the number of students in the nearest 1,000. So there are 9,285 students. If I want to estimate the nearest 1,000, let's see who's going to be the first one to shoot out the answer here. Let's see who's going to be the first one. All right, I'll unmute again. So it's 9,000 is 100% correct. What we're looking at is this place value here. Then we're looking at the 2. Since this is a number that's under 5, when everything changes to 0, we don't need to hit this a little boost. We go to the 9,000. We go to that. Azara collected 96 toys in her toy drive for the less fortunate. Big up Azara. I want to publicly big up Azara right here. Well done. 96 toys. Well done, Azara. She was able to distribute 7/8 of the toys at the Christmas party. By the way, don't do this for your essay. Some of y'all I've seen some of you doing that in the chat. Next thing you accidentally write 9K here. I don't know if they will give all you that correct or not. All the thousands is how you're accustomed to seeing that on Instagram and TikTok and things. Just write all the people 9,000 properly. So 7/8. How many toys did she give out? So 7/8 of the toys went to her Christmas party. So she have a little 1/8 left back. She might give that out to, I don't know, people in her community or something. So she has 7/8 of means multiply, right? Of the 96. 8 can go into 96 how many times? 8 could go into 96 how many times? Is it 12? 12 8s are 96. 10 8s 80. 11 8s 88. 12 8s are 96. So we really want 7 times 12, and we have 84 toys. We have probably 100 people in the chat saying 84. So all you're good to go there. What is the value of 9 squared minus the square root of 36? So you could think of this separately, where you work out your 9 squared and then you work out your square root of 36. When you say square root of something, you're suggesting that you want to find the number that multiplied by itself to give you that number. So the square root of 36 is asking you what number multiplied by itself to give you 36. And obviously the answer is the square root of 36 is 6. Because 6 squared, meaning 6 times 6 is 36. So that's your squares there. 9 squared is 81, because 9 times 9 is 81. Minus 6. 81 minus 6 is 75 all day long. So 75 is your answer. And it's recommended, if you happen to do a little work in here, to come back and write your answer properly in the space that they have for the answer, even though you have it there, right? So take my recommendations and thing and run with it. Aidan, it has a SEA style. Aidan gave away 7/12 of his Pokemon cards. Will you still do these things, collect Pokemon cards and thing? That used to be a thing back in the days when I was in secondary school. That Pokemon cards thing now get popular. Will you still collect that? Like, well, let's collect anything, cards, stick. 7/12 of his Pokemon cards and was left with 95 cards. How much Pokemon cards did he have initially? Wow. They hit in your remaining fraction kind of question so early on in this paper. Number 8. Let's see. Well, he was left with 95 cards. He gave away 7/12s. So how many 12s are there in all? There's 12 12s. and he gave away 7/12s, and he was left with, from my mind, I'm thinking he would be left with 5/12, the remaining part of the fraction here. 12/12 minus 7/12 is 5/12. So this is good, right? He gave away this. So therefore, and this is the symbol for therefore, he was left with left, how you spell that? The F before the T, left with 5/12s. So it's telling me that 5/12 is being represented by 95 cards. And most teachers in Trinidad have their own way for teaching their student something like this, how you'd find for one. But most students, when I speak to them, different parts of Trinidad, they will talk about the inverting method. What is the method you'll use for this? If 5/12 of the cards is 5/12 of the card represents the 95 number, what method do you use? Do you invert? Do you find for one? Do you say, well, 12/12s or 1/12? Do you do the long way, like 1/12 is going to be 95 divided by 5, and then 12/12s is going to be 95 divided by 5 multiplied by 12? Do you do that? Or do you just invert straight? So the whole, find the whole is going to be equal to or represented by 95 minus, and you invert this fraction, so you get 12/5 one time. So whatever you do, make sure you have it done cork. 5 could go into this, 1, 4 could go into that 9 times. So you get in 19, and then we get in what? 19 by 12. How much is 19 by 12, folks? How much is 19 by 12? So when I multiply 1 by 9, I get 9. 1 by 1, I got 1. 2 by 9, I got 18. Well, in my mind, I just said 2 by 19 and got 38 one time here. But 2 by 9 is 18, bring across the 1. 2 by 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. Are we going too fast? This is good speed for y'all. So we get 8, 9, and 3. It's 12. One of the ones will come there when we're adding up these two products. 1 and 1 make 2, so 228 Pokemon cards is correct. So this question would have gone for 2 marks. Number 9. We're going good so far. I feel like we're going at a nice speed today, boy. Maybe a little faster than last week. 9 minus 3/5. Ooh. So there's a few ways we can do this. Some of you all put the answer. Leah already put the answer. Watch. Leah and Shivani and thing already put the answer. Wait, Shivani? Yeah. Shivani put the answer there. So you know immediately this is 8 and 2/5. So some of you all, what you would have done in your mind is realize there's just a simple little 3/5 fraction. And if I have a whole and I take away, if I divide this up into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal parts, I took away what? 1, 2, 3, 3/5. What I will end up with? I will end up with 1, 2/5. So you all did that in your mind. You see the 5/5, so the whole take away 3/5 is 2/5. And since it's 9, I just need to like borrow one whole. Is that what you did in your mind? Why is in the chat if you did this? So like let's put it 8 and 1. So 1, so you end up with your 8 and your 2/5. Something like that. That's it. I'm good with you all. The long method, of course, will be LCM. And why do we have 45 here? We create an equivalent fraction where some of you all may, let me put it one of the ways that everybody can understand. 9 minus 3/5. So what you would have done is put both fractions over 5 now. To represent 9 as a fraction with 5 as the denominator, you put 45. So 45 divided by 5 is 9 minus 3/5. And now since both of them have the same denominator, you could just subtract and you will get 42 over 5. And then 5 will go into 42. 8 times remainder 2 over 5. Anybody do this long way? This is a long way to do it. Long. But you're still getting it correct if you do the long way too. Write the correct value in the box. So we did something like this last week. We did see something happen like this last week. And I told you this is something that you'll discover in secondary school called the distributive law. And the clue for this is that you're noticing the same number here. So it means whatever this number was is being split into 2 parts here. It's being distributed into 2 parts. So what will go here? And I'm seeing the answer in the chat a lot. Some of you all may work out this, divide, and then divide as long. there's a short way to do this real quick and collect your mark and bust out. What goes here? What will go there? Obviously, we're looking to see what is watch. This, I want to make sure you understand. These three numbers are the same that I underline in green. So it means that this number, this 24, is being split into that. That's the understanding I want you to take with that. So in other words, this 15 plus this number must be equal to 24. That's the trick. You catch the trick with this question? 15 plus that number. So you just take away 15 from 24 and you will get 9. So it's clear that to me that 9 should go in the box. And 9 plus 15 will add back to give me 24 if I double check. Niceness. We're cooking it Ramco gas. Arrange the values below in descending order: 40%, 4/5, 0.6. 4/5 is a bigger percentage than 40. We could change all of them to fractions. We could change all of them to decimals. We could change all of them to percentage. Well, you're feeling to change all of them too. I feeling changing everything to percentage and watching it is probably like the boss man move. I feel like that's the boss move there. So if I change 40% to a percent, I will realize that it's already a percent, so there's no percentage going to happen. No change needed. 4/5 as a percent, you should know this offhand. 1/5 as a percent is 20%. 2/5 as a percent is 40%. 3/5 as a percent is 60%. All you knew this? 4/5 as a percent is 80%. So how much is 5/5? Tell your mother. How much is 5/5? Obviously 100%, 100, it's a whole. All right, so that's the percentage, but this is the one we want right here. So 4/5 is 80%. That's really big. That's really big. That's a big percentage. Not a bad marking test, but we aiming in the 90s or the 100, 0 or 100. 0.60 as a percent. What you can do is just move the 0.2 to places like this, and as the shortcut, 60%. So who is the biggest? Now, don't just go and arrange it in order. Pay attention to whatever word they selected here. They want it in descending order. So we want to go down from the biggest. This one should be the biggest because it's 80%, 80, and then this one. So we're looking at 4/5. Then we're looking at 0.60. Then we're looking at 40%. Now it's important that when you're arranging it in order, don't use the thing that you changed it to. So I've seen some of you all doing that in the chat. Some of you all, you know what you all wrote in the answer? You all wrote 80%, 60%, and 40%. I think the better thing to do would be to give them back the values that you use. Remember, these were you just did this to figure out who is the best number, who's the biggest, who's the smallest. But when you're writing it back for them, you should use the fractions and decimal points that they use. New people, press like on the video. We did 11 questions. I need you all to rate, out of these 11 questions, out of 10, how good you all are so far. New people, there's something that's scrolling at the bottom of the screen down there. That's the number you could use to register for the Google Classroom, and you will be able to get next week's sample exam or revision exercise ahead of time, and you can do it during the week, get it corrected, and be extra ready for Sunday, so it will really impact you as a revision session. So if you're up for that, just message that number. Anything you want to get out of these student hub lessons with me, if you have a brother in CXC, anything, books, anything, whatever, link up. The snack break at preschool. Let's get this one going, number 11. But let me just take a look at the rating. 10 out of 10 so far. Mostly 10 out of 10s. Some 8s and some 9s. Some 8s and some 9s. What's the answer for this? This one is asking us to. So what? What is the time? They're literally asking you the time. I find both of these hands looking kind of the same size, but okay, this one fatter and a little shorter. So it's it's between 10 and 11, so it's 10 something. And I guess they want you to give them it digitally, so it's 10. And this is 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, 10, 20. And there's no way we can know whether it's AM or PM based on this, so they wrote it in for us. All right. Incomplete calendar. Remember I told you I will do a next one of this. Incomplete calendar comes a lot, and I feel you will get hit with one on March 31st. What day of the week is the 2nd of May? Most of the times, the first thing you need to do is just start writing out your dates one time. So 29th, 30th, 30, wait. 30 days of September, April, you have to take it easy right there, brother. You do have a 31. Parents, they have to know how many days in each month. If you don't know that, learn it today. Don't go to sleep until you can tell me how many days in each month. Otherwise, you're losing that instant mark in your SCA. So if we reach 30, what's the next step? Do we start back with 1 here? No. 1 starts back right there. But keep in mind, this 1 is in the month of May. And the reason why I'm going ahead is because they asked me about May. So we continuing. This is the 1st of May. The 2nd of May would be here. 3rd, hold up. What the question is interested in? The 2nd of May. What day of the week is the 2nd of May? It's a Thursday. And I see that answer in the chat a lot, so I'm very encouraged. It's a Thursday. Blessings. All you had a shorthand thing too. Just make sure they do shorthand in the examiner. Extended paying tur. Nah, don't put back no tur. Write it out. Write it out. How many of the juice boxes shown below I needed to fill the mug, fill the jug? I feel like we do something very similar to this last week. Well, this is a mentals. And you can put some cake and ice cream for this question too. And I see that lot of cake and ice cream when you pass it in the chat. How many of this we could pour in this? Well, if this is 2 liters, if this has 2 liters, and this is 250 mLs, think of it like this. 1 liter, and this is a conversion you must know, is equal to 1,000 mLs. This is capacity, volume, capacity. This is where this topic is in SEA. Some stuff in volume has been removed, but these kind of questions with filling up things, I think it's still sneaking. So 1 liter is equal to 1,000 milliliters. And we have 250 milliliters here. How many milliliters do we have here? This 2 liters will actually be 2,000 milliliters. That's a simple multiplication because 1 is 1,000, so 2 is 2,000. I didn't need to think about that. So if I need to find how much can go into this, I am really telling myself 2,000 divided by 250. BAP cancel there, 25 can go into 200, 8 times you can verify. You'll get 8 here. So this is division. Now, parents, the part up with division and multiplication, I may do a little rundown video with that on YouTube, like I've posted up, but I'm not doing like addition, simple division and simple multiplication, right? Because I expecting that's like the groundwork. I expecting that to be kind of there. If that's not there, that's a very worrying thing. That means you're probably scoring like 10% or so in the maths right now. So the basic divisions at this stage in the game, the students should be learning that. If they don't learn it, they don't have it yet, don't panic, but they just need to put in a lot of work. So what most students would have done in this is that they'd have immediately watched this number 250 and realize, wait now, 250, 4 of that will make 1,000. Anybody do that? 4 of that make 1,000. 4 2s 8. So that's what most students would have done in this question, and that's what I expected to do in this question. But this is the long method here shown. The shape below is drawn on a 1 centimeter grid. The shape below is drawn on a 1 centimeter grid. Calculate the perimeter of the shape. Ooh, perimeter. Perimeter on a grid. Not working out formula and thing on a grid. County. So put a little dot here to remember that's where you start from and start to walk around the shape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I was trying to do it in one breath. But we need a break. Where reach? 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. We make it back there. 24 centimeters. Each one is 1 centimeter. Yeah, each one is 1 centimeter. Look, I write it in here. Look, I write it in there. Boom. So 24 centimeters is how much? Who put 20? 24. Who put 26? 24. I counted correct, right? Ali agree with that 24? In the trapezium PQRS shown below, which side is parallel to SR? Eh? Which trapezium you're talking about by? Oh, this one. Excuse. So there's a trapezium PQRS, which side is parallel to SR. By the way, if anything is showing blurry, raise the settings on your device, on your end of the things. So they want to know which side is parallel to SR. Is this a joke? Is this a joke? Somebody saying stop. If you can't see properly, you need to go in the settings right on your YouTube and raise it. So watch, there's this trapezium, and the question is asking us which side is parallel to this side. I mean, come on, man. More cake and ice cream again. PQ. It came up there. So what you notice with shapes, even from this young age in SEA, A, B, C, D, what we do is we can name this line. Like if you want to say, what we could call you, bro? Well, we could call this line, the name of this line is DC because it went from point D to point C. We name the line based on the vertices, the points that connect it. Yeah? So what is parallel to SR? This line here. How to call this line? PQ. PQ. Max. Max will run. All right. So let's take a little survey. Are we going too fast or too slow or just right? Too fast would be well, we could use for too fast, boy. What symbol we could use for too fast? You could write too fast. If we're going too slow, write too slow. If we're going just right, put the tick symbol, or just right, just right. This is your speed. All right, so I've seen some people say too fast. Johan, you in AdMaths, where you say that's a whole CXC student. So too fast. I don't know. I just joined. Just right, just right, just right. We see the ticks. Too slow. We have some too slows. So I try and take the balance here. We have to do with the average, right? Obviously, I'll be going too slow for some people, too fast for some people, and just right for some people. I want to make sure just in the middle. See a good bit of just right. Not much too slow. Some too slow. That means the Speedy Gonzalez. A good bit of too fast. So feel free to ask us question. I read really fast, accustomed to this YouTube thing. So I kind of browse most of the comments as they come in here. So I'll be able to, if there's a question that's bothering you, I'll be able to address it. So let's see. We want the lines of symmetry here, and keep in mind this video will stay on YouTube. You could always come back and watch where the parts that give you a problem. So we're gonna draw a line there. That's a line of symmetry. Boom bang, and then we're done. No. All the lines of symmetry. So I'm positive that this is another line of symmetry here. This is splitting the object exactly in a geometrical half here. And what about this one? Is this a line of symmetry, class? What are you thinking? This is a line of symmetry. Is that a line of symmetry? Is that a line of symmetry? Well, you see when the thing's not meeting at like one straight line isn't meeting at a right angle or doing this, where it could overlap onto itself, there's a problem. This is not a line of symmetry. This requires a kind of spatial knowledge and understanding that is best seen when you actually make the shape. And if you try to fold it here, this paper will look. If you had a piece of paper like this and you try to fold it here, you know what will happen? Well, you know what will happen? You see it there? So the part that overlap wouldn't overlap properly. It will still have this piece underneath here now. So that's not symmetry. When you fold something, it doesn't leave extras. It's supposed to fold clean. So that's why we do ever put those kind of things as a line of symmetry. However, if it was a complete square like this, like my squares real fighting me these days earlier. My squares and them real fighting me these days, boy. Like that. If it was a square like this, well then, yeah, that will fold up nice. And you see it, that folding up real nice. So this would have all these lines of symmetry. I would have like 4 lines of symmetry there. But this one, nah boy, this one gets squeezed. This one gets squeezed here, so it kind of bend up. So forget that. Just these 2 lines of symmetry, and we walk away from that question. So look out for that. Don't get tired up with them thing, right? Wafa was standing facing east. All these fancy names and thing. Hollywood believe these names came from somewhere. Dum 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 dum. Wafa, if you're here, big up yourself. She turned anti-clockwise and is now facing south. Wafa was standing facing east, so Wafa eyes over here. Wafa, look, you're watching the east. You're watching in the east. Are you there? You're watching so. And then she turned anti-clockwise, and now Wafa is no longer watching in the east. Wafa is watching in this direction. How many quarter turns did Wafa make? Hold up. Did I say anti-clockwise and draw clockwise? Will you see that? So let me go the next way. Wait, anti-clockwise mean against the direction of the clock. So Wafa, you didn't turn that way, it turned this way. So Wafa facing so now. So to me, Wafa would have turned 1 quarter, and next quarter, and then another quarter. So Wafa made 3 quarter turns. What is another phrase for quarter turns? What is another word we can use for quarter turns? There are two additional things we can say. We can say a quarter turn. We can say what? Or what can we say? I put in it as soon as I see it in the chat. 90 degrees. We can say 90 degrees. Mr. Kieran from class. That's Kieran from class. Or what else can we say? We can say right angle. Well done. So how many right angles? How many 90 degrees? How much 90 degrees? How many quarter turns? Same thing they would have been talking about. Let's go on to number 19. The assignment scores of 12 students are shown. What score represents the mode class? All right, so what's another word for mode? What's another word for mean? What's another word for... Nah, I'll let you learn that. There's another thing called median, but too early for that right now. So the mode means most, and mean is a fancy word for average. They didn't ask about the mean, they asked about the mode. So the mode is the one that is most frequent. I can train you with frequent here too. Meaning not most in which one is the highest, but 27 looking like the highest, but that's not the mode. The mode is the number that shows up the most. It's not the number that is the highest. It is the number that shows up the most. Do you know that's the most common mistake with mode? You know that? When students doing this paper, the most common mistakes that they do with mode is put the biggest number in. But mode is the one that shows up the most. So the one that shows up the most seems to be 25 to me. Look at 25 in the dance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 25s. There are only 2 27s, only 2 3 24s, and 2 26s. So it has to be that 25 is the mode. It's the most frequent number. It's the most frequent piece of data. The incomplete tally chart. Incomplete tally chart is something that SEA has a crush on. Love. We love you, incomplete tally chart. We will bring you for the students in March. So you must know we are wrong at incomplete tally chart. This is 5, 10, 11. What? Are they doing the correct thing? They're doing the correct thing. This is 5, 5. This is 7. Do we need to finish complete the tally chart to show the number of students who are owners of cat? That's all. So we get hit them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. Everybody know it. 5, you hit them, the crosses. Now, some SCA papers actually have the cross this way. You go back and you might see some SCA papers with the cross this way. So if you see the cross this way, you hit them across this way. Don't let that make you sleep, lose sleep at night. That's minor things. 1, 2, so what was it? 5, 6, 7, and we cooking it Ramco gas. Ramco gas. Ramco does sponsor me, by the way. This. I just have this saying I keep saying since I was young. Express 5 over 24 multiplied by 12 over 25 in its lowest forms. What is looking like to you? You're smelling that? Are you smelling that? That's smelling like some cake and ice cream. 5 over 24 multiplied by 12 over 25. Because of this beautiful multiplication here, we can do our cancellations. If this was not a multiplication sign, if this was an addition sign, don't play fast and try and cancel off these things. Only because it's a multiplication sign, we are free to do some cancellations here. So this is 12 into 12, 1. 12 could go into this 2 times. 5 into 5, 1. And 5 can go into 25 5 times. Once everything has been broken down and there's no more breaking down to go, you can say 1 by 1, whatever remains there. When the smoke clear, the fire burn down and the smoke clear, we see now 1 by 1 is 1. We see now 2 by 5 is 10. And I'm seeing a lot of 1/10s in the chat, so big up you all. All you're brilliant, all you're smart. Number 22 already. We reached question 22 in 35 minutes. Not bad. Not bad. Big up on yourself. Write the correct value in the box to complete the number sentence. Are you going to be staying till the end? Are you staying till the end? There's a thing that happens when we reach in the late 30s. Some people will be like, so my brain hurting and all kind of thing. Are you staying till the end? Let me know from now. Any fighters here? We call people who stay till the end, the fighters. Fighters? Play here? All right, we have some people. Seth, Jadon, Elijah, Maya. I've seen some people say NASA. You see, Valerie. So why are they saying? Why them people who say NASA? Fighter, big up. Amaria. Yeah, real people stay to the end. So we can see earlier. We can see earlier in a bit. 4 2/5 is equal to 9 minus. Ooh, what is the way to do this? Should I find out what this means first? What this really is? I think I should. Maybe I should find out what 4 2/5 is. First, like an improper number or something. There are a few ways to go about this. Like feeling a little, how should I start on this question, you know? Maybe just find what 4 2/5 is. And then what? Then what can I do? Then I can subtract whatever I find here from 9. And that shouldn't be, that should be this. That should be that. Okay? Think about it. 4 2/5. So maybe I can change 4 2/5 to a mixed number, or 4 2/5 is actually could be an improper fraction, like 4 5s, 4 by 5. If it's not clear, if it's blurry, you need to raise the quality on your, look for the gearbox button and raise the quality. This could come across crystal clear. 4 by 5 is 20, 22 over 5. So really and truly, I have discovered that 4 2/5 is the same as 22 over 5. So there seems to be a number. There's some number that exists. So when I subtract it, right? 9 subtract this number, I'm going to get 4 2/5 or 22 over 5. Anybody seen the number already? I mean, if you stop and you try to think about it mentally, you have 4 2/5. What number subtracted from 9 would give me 4 2/5? Well, if it was just 4, like if it was just 4, and I say 9 minus some mystery number here, what number would go in there? 5, right? 9 minus 5, you see, you understand? So in my mind, if I'm seeing 4 2/5, 9 minus, I don't know how good you are with fractions, but 4 3/5 sound like the logical thing to put there. Because you subtract 4, you end up with 5, and I take away the 3/5 from one of them, and I end up with the 2/5. So 4 2/5, yeah. So 4 3/5 sounds like a good answer, and I'm seeing that in the chat a lot. But if you want to do it the long way, so this is 22 over 5. This is 9 minus some mystery number here. So since we subtracted this number from 9 to get this number, it means if we subtract this number from 9, we will get this number. Make sense? Let's try. So I can say 9 minus 22 over 5. And I can make both of them have the same 5. You all remember we did this. 45 minus 22 over 5. End up with 45 minus 22 is the same as 23 over 5. 5 could go into 23. How many times? 4 times. Remainder 3/5. So the answer is 4 3/5. Ice cream. Okay. Soraya, Zahara, and Azara. Big up all the Aras. shared $145 among themselves. So Soraya and Zahara received an equal amount of money, and Azara received 5 less. How much money did Zahara receive? So this question is an easy unequal sharing question, if you're allowed to put this and this in the same line. What is usually recommended is that for unequal sharing questions, you can use a little bar chart kind of thing, right? And then we remove the excess and let's go. Let's try it. So Soraya, Zahara, and Azara, new people, if you're just reaching the live, you reach late. We're supposed to start at 1. We're starting at 1 every Sunday up to exams. And the talk is we might do a long session in exams to like a 4 hours or something. If all your update. If future Cohen is update. Soraya, Zahara, and Azara shared 145 among themselves. Soraya and Zahara. So I could set up Soraya and Zahara over here. Wait, not over there. Let me put Soraya and Zahara over here. Are you with me? Are you paying attention? Sorry, spell Soraya. Soraya and Zahara. I could put them here. Let me put Azara here. Azara, you get less. Azara get less. Azara day. So Soraya and Zahara get an equal amount. So I just put in a little graph thing here, a little bar thing here, right? And then Azara received 5 less. Oh gosh, Azara, how they could do that? So Azara got the same amount they got, except she got 5 less. So like you could imagine, like I removed 5. I removed 5 from Azara's amount. So think of if I added back 5. Think of if Azara got 5, right? If I added back 5, then if I add 5 to how much Azara gets, I would have to change this to what? What I'll have to change that 145 to. Understand? I'd have to change this to what? Think about it. Why I want to add back 5? I want all of them to get the same equal amount. In unequal sharing, the skill is to make everything equal. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen. One of the things with unequal sharing is you're trying to create that equality. And when you create the equality, you can divide normal. If that ain't hit you yet, let it hit you. One of the things with unequal sharing is you're trying to create equality amongst whatever it is you're sharing. So Raya, Zahara, and Azara, the equal parts. That's how the harder question comes. And then you can divide properly. Since Azara received 5 less, let's give Azara the 5 again. And if Azara received 5 more, then it means adding the excess. Because I need to add the excess now. Adding the excess, already 145 plus 5, meaning 150. And now I could say, well, then each one of them will have 3 equal parts. So I could say one person, or 3 parts was equal to 150, or 3 persons, $15, 150. Are you with me? 3 persons got equally $150. So one person would be equal to 150 divided by 3, which is $50. That making sense? Type Y. But how much money did Zahara receive? Oh, the question didn't ask about Azara. Well, that means she got 50 because she didn't get 5 less. This person got 50, but in truth, Azara didn't really get 50. Yeah? Remember, we add 5 to how much Azara get. Azara Gill, they gave 45. So this topic is called unequal sharing. We're not stopping too long on topics. I'm giving you the crux of what you need for each question and giving you some tips. But however, if you search Kerwin Springer unequal sharing on YouTube, you'll see that I have some nice clutch lessons on this that thousands of people have watched. So you could go and watch the unequal sharing lessons, and I believe it will give you a little inspiration. What is the sum of the 5 smallest composite numbers? What in the world? Anybody know what this is? What is even a composite number? Hold up, what's a prime number? Because I'm thinking back here and I'm thinking like composite numbers Composite numbers supposed to be like the opposite of prime numbers. Not the opposite, but any number that's not a prime number is supposed to be a composite number. So a prime number is a number that's only divisible by, anybody have a little definition yet? No definitions yet? A number with two factors is a prime number. Are you seeing, Kellen? I pulled them up in the chat there. Yes. A number that can go in itself and two. No, that's not a prime number. I don't like that one. A number that can be divided by one and itself. No, that's not a prime number. You're missing one word. A number that can only be divided by one and itself. Plenty numbers. Nearly every number you can think of can be divided by one and itself. So a prime number is a number that can only be divided or that can be divisible by two factors. This is excellent. It was only divisible by one and itself. Right? Divisible is the better word to use because divisible carries the idea that you don't leave a remainder when you perform the division. Or you could use it with factors. So don't ever say a number that could only divide by one and itself, or don't say a number that can divide by one and itself. That doesn't sound too clean. The better thing is to use a number that has only two factors, prime number. A number that is only divisible by one and itself, prime number. Little tip. Now a composite number is everything else. So the first set of prime numbers go like this. Is one a prime number? Is one a prime number? Is one a prime number? No. If you don't know that by now, I want to tell you here today, I'm saying it in big. One is not a prime number. One doesn't really have, if you want to play a little technical, one doesn't really have two factors. It just has like one. So one is a special number that we pull by itself. We call it in secondary school maths, we call it an identity. The identity for multiplication. The multiplicative identity is the big word we use. So one not allowed to even play this game. One not in this game. The first prime number is 2, then 3, then 5, then 7. Is 9 a prime number? Because people love to put 9 in this prime number thing, boy. But 9 never acts to be no prime number thing. 9 is not a prime number. We learning prime numbers here real good. 9 is not a prime number, y'all. Because who could go into 9? 3. 9 has the factor 3. And you're not the only factor you're allowed to have is 1 and yourself. 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 1 and 5, 1 and 7, 1 and 11, 1 and 13. So let's start to count the first 5 composite numbers then, since we know the prime numbers so good. Composite numbers, 1 is not allowed to play in this game. You understand? Open Google and type is 1 a composite number. In order to be composite, you have to have more than 2 factors. 1 is not allowed to play the game of prime or composite. 1 is not a prime number. 1 is not a composite number. So hard luck there, boy, 1 boy. So the first composite number is actually 4. Nirvan, welcome, my brother. Nirvana, I think he has something looking good there. Then the next composite number, with all even numbers other than 2 are composite. 6, about 7, not 7, so 8, about 9, yeah, 9 by. About 10, all even numbers except 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 and 6 is 10, 9 and 8 is 17, 10 and 10. So it's 10, 17, and 10. Everybody could know that. It's 37. How are you feeling about prime and composite numbers? I'll get a little clean up on that. Y'all have that good? Rate it out of 10. What is your knowledge on prime and composite numbers? You feel you can handle a little question similar to this? On the pie chart shown below, 4 sections are shaded. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sections shaded. How many sections must be shaded for 75% of the pie chart to be shaded? We'll need to establish how much is 75% of the pie chart. Hey, we had 480 people. Last week we hit 500. I believe we hit close to 500, if not 500. Let me see if we could get the 500 this week now. Let me see if we could get the 500 this week. So maybe tell your friend, come and learn. Come and do some SC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How much is we have here by in all? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 parts. And we want 75% to be shaded. Can we work out 75% of 12? Yeah. 75% of 12. Well, this breaks down to 3/4 because everybody knows 75% is 3/4. 25 could go into 75 3 times. If you have 75 cents, how much 25 cents you have in there? 3. So, and then 25 could go to 104 times. So 3/4, 75% is in the 3/4. And then 4 could go into 12 once. Wait, no, twice, no, 3 times. So 3 threes are 9. So if we want 75% shading, we need 9 parts shading, 9 parts of the whole. So 75% means 9/12. How much we have shaded so far? We have 4 shaded so far. How many more sections? Wow, you have a real place to fall long in a hole in this question, boy. Because imagine if you get happy and you just come and write 9/12 here. And you would get it wrong? Or imagine if you get happy and you just write 9. That's not what they're asking for. They're asking for how many more sections. So I have 4 sections so far. So to me, I feel I would need 5 to get shaded, then 6, then 7, then 8, then 9. How many more sections? 5 more sections to make up the 9. Yeah, watch out for them thing. You know, always make some silly mistakes too when we're checking over the work and thing and we marking all their papers. Silly mistakes. Silly mistakes is get blamed for one starting. Marcus spent half of his monthly salary on rent, groceries. Felt. Ask your parents if they know about this pain. Ask your parents if they know this pain. Marcus spent half of his monthly salary on rent and groceries. Half, sometimes more. He then, you feel the feed earlier, easy. He then placed half of the remaining money in his savings. Well done, Marcus. You're making it out here. He now has 1,250 remaining. What is Marcus' total monthly salary? This is one of them super fractions questions where you need to go all the way down to the end. All you know these style of questions where you need to go all the way down to the end. All the way down to the end and kind of go back up in reverse. You had to go in reverse. You had to reverse the question then. Come like a driving a car, you had to reverse back up. So Marcus spent half of his monthly salary and so down to the end, he now has 100 so remaining. So let me start off there. He has how much remaining? 1,250. So my aim is to find out what fraction this represents. When I find out what fraction this represents, I could use the inverted thing from back in the days that we do 20 minutes ago. I could use that flipping thing. You understand? And find for the whole. I could find for the whole. So how much is this? Well, half gone. So half gone. That rent and groceries gone there. Rent and groceries take up that half there. So you have half remaining. Half of this new remaining was placing. What is half of a half? Since half was remaining, so in the savings account, he placed half of the remaining from the first set. The remaining from the first set was the next half. So half of a half, people, is a quarter. And so a quarter gone again. Savings. So I can immediately see it. I don't know. I pretended like I can see it for a long while now, but I can't hold it back no more. I see that is a quarter. A quarter is what was remaining. You all see that there was a quarter remaining. Are we done? Do we just write a quarter here? Can we just write a quarter? No. What is the Marcus total monthly salary? We need to find for one. So we need to find for one. So if it is that a quarter is what is remaining, and this is 1,250, then it represents that. So I don't like to put the equal sign when it representing it. So a quarter of the remaining is this amount of money. Then finding for the whole, it will be the inversion. And people put this answer so long in the chat. If you know how long they're waiting on it, but I'm trying to make sure I'm with everybody. So 5,000 is the go. You can multiply this. You can take your time and multiply this. 1,250 times 4. 4 by 0 is 0. 4 by 5 is 20. Bring the 2 here. 4 2s are 8 plus 2 is 10. Bring the 1 here. 4 by 1 is 4 plus thing. Plus 1 is 5,000. Smackaroos is what he has. Well done, Marky boy. Insert the possible values of the missing digits to complete the operation. Oh boy, somebody just sent me some news there. It does not concern us though, so let's go. Insert the possible values. What values are you think, boy? Shivani, you're moving fast today, boy. Shivani is one of my original students earlier. Insert the possible values of missing digits to complete the operation. Everybody's saying this 883 thing. We did do one like this last week, you know? We getting these kind of repeated vibes in these questions. 2 and 1 is 3. 1 and 3 is 4. Put 40. 1 and 3 is 4. Yeah. I could put 3 here. 1 and 3 is 4. It didn't really have nothing else I could put. The biggest number I could put is 9, and that would already make 10. So I can't even get 14 now. You understand? If I could get it to be like a 14, so I have to put 3 here to get just 4. So what and what makes 6? Can I put 2 and 4 make 6? Okay. 2 and 4 make 6, so that's good. But 9 don't make 10. So don't make joke. So I need something to give me, not 6, but I need something to give me 16 so I can bring across a little 1 here now. Boy. When I put the 16 here, I put the 6 there, and I bring up. Y'all understand how these questions work? If you go on and put 2 and 4 here, look how you get it. You lose. You might get 1 mark out of the 2. You mightn't even get dust. You mightn't even get anything. So I feel to make 16, looking back into my standard 1 addition, I know that 7 and 9 make 16. So yeah, that walk in 7 and 9 walk in. So I could put 7, 9, and 3. Those of you who saying that's good. Or maybe the other way around, 9, 7, and 3. Or I know the 8 people feeling hurt. How the man just ignore we 8. Yes, 8 and 8 could also work as well. That would probably be the most common one. This was the most common one in the chat. A few other persons. This one not the least common, and this one has myths. All right, boys and girls, let's see what's going on here. Shania wants to purchase a phone case priced at $106 and a screen protector at $90. She can use any number of each bill shown below to pay the exact amounts. Okay. Which of the 2 items can be purchased using the fewer number of bill? Explain your answer. Wow. This question comes like once every 4 years, and it's a really nice question. It really tests to see how you understand how these bills things work. So 106 was the least amount of bills I could use to make that 106. I do have $100. Have you seen any $100 here? Nope. But you always start with the biggest. Hint, start with biggest. So I can hit them 150, I can hit them 250s. So 250s, and then 100. Then I can hit them, I can't hit them no 20, that will go way over the 120. So on 100 right now, all yeah. So 100, I need $6 to make up this. So I could hit them at 5. 1 5. So now where I reach up to 105 because I added. And I just need a $1, 1 by 1. That's the best. That's the best I could do earlier. That's the best I could do. 106. How many bills is this, by the way? This is 250s, $1 $5, and $1 So this is 6 bills. That's what they're asking. Which one are the least? All right. So 6 bills to make that. How many to make 90 though? Well, I can hit them at 50 again. Yeah, I could just hit them at 50. So to make the 90, 150 is good. To make the 90, 1 times 50, right? And on 50 so far, I can't hit them another 50 because I reach 100, but 20 is looking good. Two 20s. I could maybe hit them 2 20s. So I'll be $40. 50 and 40 finish already. Oh, did I say 2 and 1 and 1 is 6? 2 and 1 and 1 is 4. Thank you. But we finished already right here. 1 plus 2 is 3 bills. So this one is 3 bills. To do the 90, I just use 3 bills. To do the 106, I end up using not 6 but 4 bills. So the best answer, which of the two items can be? Don't go and put 3 bills here. That's not the answer. I'm saying this because I do these mistakes all the time. 3 bills is not the answer. Don't go and put $90 here. $90 is not the answer. $90 is not the answer. What's the answer? They asked which of the items. So the answer is screen protector. Ah, boy. So which of the two items can be purchased using the fewer number of bills? Which of the two items, not two items, not that you need to add up the bills. So I've seen some people adding up the bills, some people saying 7 bills. I've seen all kind of things in the chat. Let me just stop and take a look at the chat. The answer is not adding up the bills. The question is saying, this is when English come and hot up. We had any maths in it. Which of the two items? So which one? Which one you could spend? Well, not spend the least amount of money, but you have the least amount of bills. This one you just need 150 and 220s. This one you need 250s, a $5 and a $1. So you need 4 bills, 3 bills. I go and write screen protector here and move on to the next question. Right? Why is in the chat if you feel like good thing? That is a good thing. To strengthen their creative writing skills each day, Kyle decided to learn 3 new words. Yeah, so this is your explanation for your answer. If you don't put this, you don't get marks. So if they requested that you explain your answer, you can't just do it in your mind. Right? Understand? So this was the one for the 90. This is the one for the 106. All right, let me move on. To strengthen their creative writing skills each day, Kyle, to strengthen there, so it's Kyle and Ariane. Okay, Kyle decided to learn 3 new words and Ariane learned 2 more words than Kyle each day. So Ariane learning 5, Kyle learning 3. They learned 120 new words altogether during the same number of days. So how many days did they study new words? So we need to find one part. This question is another style of unequal sharing, and unequal sharing has like maybe 5 or 6 different styles. So in this style, Kyle is learning 3 words, Ariane is learning 5 words, and then they're saying that all together they learn 120 new words. So the trick for this question, come close to your screen. The trick for this question is to add up each part together and find for one part. So find for one part. I mean, when I say one part, I mean Ariane plus Kyle words. So Ariane is 5, Kyle is 3. So that's 8 words a day. Now the reason I use part here is because this question can come in different ways. So I just using the word part here. It's one day, but we're using part. So 8 words per day between the two of them. If there were 120 words, then the number of days is 120 divided by 8, which is equal to 15 days. 15 days. 120 divided by 8. 8 could go into 4 could go into 8 2 times, 4 could go into 12 3 times, and then 2 could go into 30 15 times. So yes, it is indeed 15 days is niceness. Let's keep moving. We are number 30. I believe it is the break time, and we are going all the way up till number 41. So what I want you all to do is take a quick stretch, run around the house 2 times, get back the blood pumping. We're in break time here. Break time. So we back in. Are we back at 2:10 p.m.? If you're watching this video after the live, what I want you to do is skip ahead 5 minutes, and you're gonna see me start back. So in the meanwhile, those of y'all who feeling like we don't deal up with no breaking us, so we want to break in. Or you could squint and see if you could read question 30 and question 31 and do it in the meanwhile. So when we come back from the break, we just starting with speed now. So break time. Break time. Come back at 2:10. 1 minute down. Run. What going on in them comments? What going on in them comments, y'all? Well, we still have 1 more minute. For those of y'all who don't know, I am active on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. So you could always follow me at Kerwin Springer. If you have a little second, If your parents on this, you could tell them to just go and follow me real fast. Everybody, before we come back, go and follow me real fast on this. That's where I'll put my updates, and in the next 5 to 10 years, I will be doing an extreme amount of resources on. I'd have accumulated an extreme amount of resources to help students online in nearly every subject you can think about. So there's already quite a lot, right? So anytime you're looking for anything online in terms of lessons, Form 1, Form 5, CAPE, SATs, at Kerwin Springer, I started last year an online school called the Student Hub. So you could look for it at the Student Hub online. And we are now the largest online lessons institution in the Caribbean. So you can go and look up that and stay tuned for any announcements and anything like that. That's enough advertisement there. You could always use the number on the bottom of the screen to register for anything. And let we start the party. Are you ready? Question 30. If you're ready, type ready. If you're ready, type ready. A lot of the names here I'm seeing them because they're in any online SCA class. Ready? So I'm read this question. I'll read it so I can hear. 25% of Nirvans. I know somebody reading it, and I know somebody reading it down there. And anybody else reading it? Nirvan's weekly allowance is equal to 12.5% of Randy's weekly allowance. What fraction of their weekly allowance belongs to Randy? What in the world is this question saying? What fraction of their weekly allowance belongs to Randy? Okay. So they want to know what fraction of their weekly allowance. So we could consider this like the whole between the two of them. That's like the whole. So what fraction of the whole is Randy's? Wow. This question only has percentage and thing in it. What do you think about this question? Anybody know how to do a question like this? This is one of the hard versions of the fraction and percentage questions. So 25% of Nirvan's weekly allowance is equal to 12.5% of Randy's weekly allowance. What does that even mean? 25% of Nirvan's allowance is the same as 12.5 of Randy's weekly allowance. So I feel like we can kind of establish a ratio. Is that a good thing to do here? A ratio between the two of them. So let's say Nirvan versus Randy. This may be the fastest way. So I can say 25% of Nirvan's is equal to 12.5% of Randy's. You all feeling that? Anybody seen where I plan to go with this? Seen where I plan to go with this? If I change this to 100, how do I change 12.5 to 100? Anybody know their 8th family real good? This really is 1/8 now. So if I multiply by 8, I will get none other than 100%. And the reason I'm aiming at the smaller one is I want this to be 100, and then I'll figure out what's going on here. So if I multiply this by 1/8, multiply by 8 to get to 100%, and I multiply this. Anybody did this in their mind? Multiply this one by 8, or 8 times, or let's say multiply by 8. Let's write it like this. Multiply by 8. How much will I get? 20% multiplied by 8. Y'all with me? Multiply by 8 and I get 150%. So it means if I worked out 100% of Randy's allowance, it'll be the same as 150% of Nirvan's allowance. So what fraction of the allowance belongs to Randy in total? It's a ratio that we establishing. Oh, did I do something wrong? This is 200%. My bad. This is 200%. Sorry, 200%. So 25 times 8 is 200%. So this is a ratio that I establish here, that Nirvan have to get 200% of his allowance just to equate to 100% of Randy's allowance. So which one has more? Is this the easiest way to do it? I'll do it another way. Is this the easiest way to do it? Maybe. I'm trying to explain what's happening in my mind here. Ease up on the Roblox and pay attention. So let me just start over for those, because I made a mistake when I multiplied here. So 12.5% of Randy's allowance is equal to 25% of Nirvan's allowance. And I found for one, multiplying by 8, this comes up to 100. Multiply this by 8, it comes up to 200. Even from here, I can begin to see that 12.5 is a half of this. So what fraction of the weekly allowance belongs to Randy? I don't want to write a half. That's not true. That's not true. I don't want to write a half. Randy doesn't have half of the weekly total. Randy doesn't have half at all. What y'all thinking? What y'all thinking? I've seen 2/3 pumping a lot. 2/3 is actually the answer. I've seen 1/3 popping a lot too. Now, I understand the reason why 1/3 is being expressed as the answer too. But if you're saying 1/3, I need to ask you a question. Who has more? If 25% of Nirvan's allowance is equal to 12% of Randy's allowance, who has more? This question is pretty tough, boy. But I'm trying to explain it in all kind of different ways here. If 25% of Nirvan's allowance, right? Let's give Nirvan an allowance. Let's say Nirvan had $40. 25% of that is how much? A quarter. So that's $10. So if his $10 is equal to 12.5% of Randy's allowance, this is like 1/8. So 1/8. So it means Randy actually has $80 now. 1/8 of this has to be 10. Do you understand what I do with the numbers there? Let's say Nirvan got $40. A quarter of it is 10. And that is the same as another 10 here, which is a 1/8 of Randy's allowance. So it means Randy is the one with more. That's all I'm trying to say. Although it seems like Randy has less because the percentages next to this, he has a smaller percent. It's really telling us that Randy has twice the amount as Nirvan. Because 100% of this man's allowance, for Nirvan to get the same amount, he has to multiply his allowance by 2 to reach 200%. Randy is the one with more. If you understand and you can't understand, just type "oh" in the chat. I can type it too. Oh. Randy is the one with more. Watch out for this question, and I feel like this is a devastating question for people here. A lot of people will have 1/3 as the answer, even smart students. Do you understand? Yeah, nice. So Randy is the one who has twice the amount. Whatever method you use, I try to explain all kind of different ways to see it. You're supposed to see that Randy has twice the amount. Let me see if I can write it in a neater way. So a quarter of Nirvan allowance is equal to, I'll do it one more way too. I'll just spend some time and do it one more. 1/8 of Randy's. 1/8 of Randy's allowance. So from this, Randy's allowance, Randy by is equal to twice Nirvan's allowance. Or I can say, when I do the inversion, I could say is equal to 8/4 of Nirvan's allowance. I'll end up with 8/4. So twice Nirvan's allowance. So what fraction of the weekly allowance is Randy? If it's a 1-to-2 ratio, Randy's allowance is equal to twice, 2 times Nirvan's allowance. What fraction of it is Randy? Randy is equal to all they'll have 3 parts. I think I discovered a better way to show you this. I'll use the unequal sharing method. And then hold on, people, hold on. Yeah, I'll use this method. This is what I'm trying to do here as a CXC teacher is avoid using algebra. So the best way to do this is the unequal sharing method using bars. So I'll use 25% of Nirvan's allowance is equal to 12.5% of Randir's. Nirvan, Randir. So, and both of these should be equal to each other. Stay with me. Tell me if you're catching this. I want to see if everybody catching this. And I'll take a little rating afterwards to see how good you all are in catching this. Now, I should know that 25% is a quarter and 12.5% is 1/8. So if I extended these graphs, pay attention. Don't get distracted with the comments. We'll always get people who do all kind of wildness. Let me ban a few of them. I put in some of you all on timeout who type in once the ridiculousness, right? And if you continue, you would get banned from ever typing on the channel. So we have a quarter. We have 1/8, 25%, and 12.5%. Yes, so pay attention. So both of them are equal to each other. So if I built it up, this is a quarter, so I need to get another quarter, another quarter, another quarter. So I'd have made Nirvan's whole here. And if I have to build up Randy, it's going to cut into the question, but Randy, we had to do what we had to do. One, that's 1/8. So I now reach 4/8 here, I now reach half. And when I get the other 4, so this is total. You all understanding now? How about that? Why isn't it chat if you all understand that? So 25% is a quarter of Nirvan, and that is the same block. That represents the same block as Randir's. That's 12.5%, which is 1/8. So if I'm trying to figure out the whole that Randir has, that'll be 8 out of 8. And this whole will be 4 to 4. So now I can clearly see what fraction of the weekly allowance belongs to Randir. Randir is the one who had the big amount. Randir has 8 parts out of, if you add up all the parts, it'll be 8 and 4. 8 parts out of 12 parts. So Randir has 2/3. When you say 4 into that, you'll get 2. 4 into this, you'll get 3. All right. What a question. What a question. I feel this question could get a separate video on itself. Just for the explanation alone. Safa, let me come with your question, Nig. So Safa began her mathematics revision at 10:40 a.m. She revised for 3 hours and 15 minutes. What time did she complete her revision? By the way, the ball in the background that you're hearing, there's a parrot. It's just make noise. Safa began her mathematics revision at 10:40. She revised for 3 hours and 15 minutes. What time did she complete her revision? 10:40 a.m. plus 3 hours and 15 minutes. We're going to get 40 and 15, making 55. Nothing crazy happened there. 55 minutes is allowed. 3 and 10 make 13. This is the 24-hour clock. Yuck. We want to change this to PM because we was in AM. So we're going to subtract 12. That's how we do it. We'll get 1:55, and that will mean PM. So we start back now. We speed in again. 1:55 p.m. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Well done, chat. Number 32, find out which shape has the larger area. Now, keep in mind, some things would not show up on your exam paper, but we're doing everything in the SEA syllabus because we want to leave this video up for future generations as well. So 1.1 times 1.1, it's 1.21. You could work it out. 1.1 times 1.1, 1 by 1, 11 there, 11, add up everything, 1, 2, 1. The point will have to move back 2 places, 1, 2. That's simple multiplication there. So 1.21 cm squared. Now, if the chat is distracting you, you can turn off the chat, right? The live chat is the easiest thing to turn off on your phone, on your computer. If you are getting distracted with the chat, you can turn it off. And let's put some more people on timeouts. I'll put the people who spamming on timeout, right? So Salty Boss, you're overdoing it, but take a little time out there, brother. Take a little time out there, brother. Remember, we're dealing with students who in standard 5, so they could get excited. 4.2 multiplied by 0.9, 4.2 multiplied by 0.9. So in essence, it's really just 9 by 42. So 9 by 42, and we'll fit back the points afterwards. 9 twos are 18. And let's bring the 1 over here. 9 fours is how much, boy? What is 9 4 boy? 36 plus 1? 37. So what is this? This is 3.78, because we need to bring back the point twice. So this is 3.78. Which one has the larger area? Well, B. Now, they said which shape, right? So don't go and put 3.78 alone. You need to say B has the larger area. And if you want, you could write the area. I could write the area. Number 33, Giselle and Shanna want to try the zipline trolley together on their vacation. Their respective masses are boom and bang. And the total mass allowed on the trolley was this. By how many kilograms will their combined mass over the mass allowed? Giselle and Shanna, please don't go on the zip line, or you're too heavy. Combine together, or you can make it bust and you end up in the valley. So don't do that by Giselle and Shanna. But let me find out how much over. So one of Giselle is 95.2 kilograms, and Shanna is 102 kilograms, and a lecture does 400 grams. And the total mass allowed (193.5 kilograms). So they want to know how much over. So we need to do a little addition. But the little trick here is that there's 400 grams. This one in 0.2. What we could do, boy? 400 grams is really how many kilograms? Think about it. 1,000 grams make a kilogram. So 400 grams is really 4 tenths. It's really in the tens column. So this is really and truly Shanna. We could rewrite Shanna's weight as 102.4. And 102.4. So when we adding, we could add in big now. 102.4 plus Giselle. So we gain 0.67197.6. And when you want to find how much over, it'll be 197.6, but only allow 193.5 is what they said. So when we subtract, you'll get 1,734, 4.1 kg. No, they wanted the answer in kilograms, so 4.1. Sometimes they'll want the answer like 4 kilograms, 100 grams. Because 0.1 kg is 100 grams. And knowing this transformation, parents, this 0.1 to grams, that kind of vibe, clutch, that coming. So 34, the entrance fee to the amusement park, sometimes they may want the answer like this, right? But they wanted the answer in kilograms, 4.1. The entrance fee to the amusement park was $48 for a teacher and half price for a student. A group of 24 students and 5 teachers went to the amusement park. Calculate the total entrance fee. Half price for a student. Half price, so student pays half price. Student pays 48 divided by 2. 24. So if we have 24 students, we have 24 squared. Anybody know that often? What is that? And if you have 5 teachers, you'll have 48 times 5. So let's look at the 48 times 5. Why is we wait for the 28 squared? 5 8s are 40. 5 4s are 20. So 240. We have the 28 squared yet? 24 squared yet? 576. All you sure, boy? All you sure? So we have 576. 576 plus the 240. That gives us 6. 4 and 7 and 4 is 11. And all you hear any part? Part real balling today, boy. 818. $818 is excellent. And we move on to question 35. The block shape show on the describe the pattern rule. So this is a question that pops every now and then. And when you're describing the pattern rule, please describe your pattern. Did I make a mistake? Oh no, you're not here in the part. $818 is correct. Yes. So let's get the block shape. Describe the pattern rule. Let me see how you all will describe your pattern rule. I'll waiting for you all to type it out. People think it's not a parrot. Yeah, it's a real noisy parrot. So we don't have a time to end. We end when we finish whatever work we set out to do. Make some parrots too. It's sounding like a child. Everybody's thinking some child cried in the background, but it's a macaw. It's not a parrot, it's a macaw. So yes, it's a macaw. It's not really a parrot, it's a macaw. No, we want to describe this pattern. I'm waiting on we add 4. If you just write add 4, nah. You get no marks for that. Might get 1 mark out of 2. The base increases by 2 blocks, the height increases by multiples of 2. The base increases by 2 blocks, the height increases by multiples of 2. This is good, Simone. This person on the name I love Cohen's ring and live streams. Add 2 each time. 2 is added to the top and the bottom row of the shape. What is it? Simone has something that has sounded really good. Like I feel like I could give all the marks to that. So you add wrong. Me, Cohen Springer, add wrong. Impossible. No, I can add wrong sometimes too, but I didn't think I added wrong in the last question. Let me just double check. Where's the adding? 6, 1. We looking good there, man. 818, and everybody was good with that 818. Okay, let's get down into this pattern rule. So people saying to add 2 each time. Okay, this one and this one is new. So, and what's new here? This one, we didn't add 2 the second time. Look. How much we add this time? We added 4. You can't tell me add 2 each time. That's why I like Simone answer. That's why I like Simone answer. Did I make a mistake in number 32? Find out which shape below has the larger area. No, B. B obviously has the larger area. We didn't even need to multiply. So even if the multiplication thing. Who said that? I'll take note of this. That person could just be trolling. So did I say 818 and it's supposed to be 816? Just now, as soon as my thing unfreeze, I will check. 6 and 0 is 6. Oh. Why looking like I write 6 here and then I write 8 here when I see that looking like an 8? Interesting. So this is 816 and then I put 818 here. Is it that? That's a mistake? That mistake will cost me a mark there. So if I did this paper, I would have lost a mark because they asked for the total entrance fee. Yeah. Thank you. It happens. Describe the pattern rule. Yeah, on the base you add 2 and you add by multiples of 2 going up. So this I would give Cassidy the mark here as well. I would give Cassidy the mark for this one. Keep going. And on the base add 2 and the top add 2. I wouldn't give you any mark for that one. So if I want to describe this pattern rule, I will do something called securing the bag. I would make sure that I'm very specific in what you need to do, right? So I'm noticing this is what's different here. And in the next one, what's different is this, you keep adding 2. So my pattern rule would be add for each new figure, for each new shape, we add 1 block to the left and right of the base. Right, that's good. And we add, now it is a little unclear. So there's 2 things that you could see here. 2 things that students can see here that will give them the mark. We added multiples of 2, maybe 2, 4. Maybe that's what we're doing, multiples of 2. Or we are adding twice the amount every time. So maybe the next pattern will be 6. Maybe the next pattern will be 6. Or 0, 2, or 4, 6. Or maybe the next pattern could be 8. Maybe you are doubling. Based off of the first pattern, so somebody said doubling. I would still give the student the mark for that. But based off of the first pattern, I would say the best answer would be to say that the next pattern would add 6. Since this was 0 additional here, and then you have 2, and then you have 4. I would have used doubling if it was like 1 extra here, and then it switched it to 1, then it switched to 2, something like that. But since this went from 0 to 4, I think 6 is the best bet. So we add blocks in multiples of 2. For example, multiples of 2 means your 2 times tables. 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on. So with that, you have to be very clear when you're defining pattern rules. Make sure you state everything. Even just writing add 2 to the base could be a little problematic. So we added 1 on each side of the base is more clear. All right. Number 36, complete the table below based on the different types of triangles. Properties of an equilateral triangle. What are the properties of an equilateral triangle? What are the properties of an equilateral triangle? 2 sides are equal, the 2 base angles are equal. So you see how they like to use the word base angles? That's an isosceles triangle. And I only properly learned how to spell isosceles. I have a whole engineering degree. I teach CAPE, I teach CSEC. You all see my YouTube channel. I'm well known as a maths teacher. But I used to be spelling isosceles wrong all the time and thing. I used to leave out this S. Anybody used to do that? Isosceles. It looks really weird now, but like I just used to do this all the time. But isosceles has an extra S. So, but this one, what are the properties? I'm seeing just center saying all equal sides and angles. That is good. I like students to be specific with the isosceles, with the equilateral. So all equal sides and angles, or all sides equal. I feel that's better English. All sides equal. All angles equal. The angles are equal to 60 degrees. So you could be specific with the equilateral triangle. In an equilateral triangle, the angle that are equal here is 60 degrees. Write that down. Write that down. No equal sides or angles. Well, that's scaling. That's our good friend scaling. Right angle triangle. One angle is equal to 90 degrees. So one angle in the triangle, that's all. Scaling. One angle must be 90 degrees. It can be 2, but otherwise you can't form it. Try and think of forming a triangle with 2 right angles. It's impossible. It is impossible. Complete this shape shown below on the grid using, I will just do this for you all. This is what is called the breeder. It's got a little breeder in the exam where I need to do a little drawing and thing. And the only thing is you want to make sure you're using ruler and you're doing your thing properly. Nice, breeder done. How many lines of symmetry are there in the new shape? Well, there's this one that already established with the mirror line. Mirror lines always create a line of symmetry, and there's this other one here. So we have 2 lines of symmetry. Symmetry is a funny way to spell. This one I knew how to spell a long time. SY, 2 M's. Right? 2 M's and symmetry, guys. That's a spelling test with let's get a spelling test. The mean of 8 numbers was 8, so we get in a mean question here. Mean is another word for average. Of 8 numbers was 12. Another number was added, and the new mean is 14. What was the number added? So the hint with mean is always to find the total. So the mean of 8 numbers was 12. So the whole total, meaning before I added the number, was 8 times 12 is 96. So if another number was added and the new mean is 14, what's the new total? See how you just cracking up this question? Quick. What's the new total? Well, the new total will be, the mean is 14. We have to multiply by 14. Or do we multiply by 8 numbers? No, we add another number. So we have to multiply by 9 actually. So 14 times 9, 9 fours are 36. 9 ones is 1 plus the 3 that came from the 36. So we'll have 126. So the new total, is it 126? Double check that multiplication for me, because apparently I add 6 and 0 and get 8 just now. So 9 fours 36, boop, bap, bang, bang. That looking good? All you agree? So 126. So what's the difference? What's the new number? So it seems, after careful detective work here, it seems like we added, the new number that we added was 36, and I'm seeing that in the chat a lot. And how you get that for sure? You take the new total and you subtract the old total, and you get a big, wait, 30. I get 30. Oops. Shh. Erase that. 30, Ali. You get 30. I was just checking to see if Ali was paying attention. What you just said that? 30. Well done. It's 30. It seems like the number that we added was 30. My bad. So 30 plus 96 gives us 126. The trick to solving all these mean, all these average questions is finding the total, finding the new total if that's what the question involves, and you could subtract and find what was added. So finding the total is a key. How do you find the total? You multiply the average by the number of items, the number of the frequency in the question. The table below shows a basketball team. We're coming down to the end. Shows a basketball team scores in 4 of the 5 games the team played. I don't know what it's saying here. You know? This is one of them questions you need to kind of zone out the world and focus in on the question, because I really don't know what they're telling me here. The table below shows a basketball team scores in 4 of the 5 games the team played. What is this? This is a riddle? Maybe I should post this. Maybe I should post this on my Instagram. So in game 1, they scored 10 less than game 2. In game 2, they scored 65. So let me work it out as we're going along. 10 less than game 2 would be 55. That feeling good day. I'm making mistakes. So let me just double check that. 65 minus 10 is 55. 15 more than game 1. Oh, so it's a kind of do one thing, do our next thing. 15 more than game 1. So 15 more, let's just be very clear with that. 15 more is 70. Yeah, 70 looking good. They also scored 70 here. The mean score in the 5 games was 67. What was the team score in game 5? All right, so the mean in the 5 games was 67. So let's do a total. 67 multiplied by 5. 5 sevens, 35. 5 sixes, 30 plus the 3 from the 35. So 335 is the total. People putting the answer. Why? Some people saying 70. Some people saying 75. What will they get? Before I do it, before I get the final answer. Because the total it's supposed to be is 335. So far, I can see how much all of these are adding up to. Let's see how much they are adding up to, so we'll know what is the final score. So far, this team has 55 plus 65 plus 70 plus 70. The average was 67. So the total is 335 for all the games. But right now, for the first 4 games, we have 5 and 5 make 10. 5 and 5 make 10. 5 and 5 make 10. Bring over the 1. Yeah. So we have 3 sevens, 21 plus 11, 32. Oh, no. We have 3 sevens, 21 plus 5, 26. That was a little scary there, boy. So is it 75, 65, or 70? So 7 and 7 is 14, plus 6 is 20, plus another 6 is 26. So this is how much we are at so far. So far, we have 260 points. But in all, they scored 335. So how much did they score in the missing? What is missing? So missing score has to be the 335 minus the 260. 335 minus 265, cross one, borrow 6 from that, 75. And the 75 people won number 39. Well done, it's 75. So there was a little riddle here. This was probably a 3 or 4 marks question. You would have collected some nice marks for doing that piece of work. Big up on yourself. Number 40, the bar chart below shows the number of extra credit reports done by 4 students during a term. What's that extra credit report? What's that extra credit report, people? I really don't know, and I don't care. Let's go on to the next one. Calculate the difference between the modal number of reports done and the mean number of reports done. I guess this is reports that I do to get extra credit. Okay. So what's the modal number of reports done? Well, modal number normally means the frequent, the most frequent one. In this case, modal here would mean the most number of reports done. Right? So we have Kyle, Amy, Zion, Celine. The one with the mode is Kyle, because this has the most amount of reports done. So this is 13. You all agree? Most frequent, 13. So Kyle is the modal. So we want the difference between 13 and the mean. How do we get the mean? To get the mean, I'll need to add up all and divide. So I have 13. By the way, this is 13 because it's between 12 and 14. So this is 13. This is between 6 and 8. So that's 7. This is between, everything is between us here, boy. This is between 4 and 6. So that's 5. You all understand when I say it's between 4, well, 6 and 4. So it has to be 5. And this one has to be 11. And when I add up all of these numbers, how much do I get? Some people working real fast in the background here, boy. So when I add up all of these numbers, I'm seeing that I'm getting 16 on this side. 7 and 3 make 10. I always look for numbers that add up to 10. And 5 and 1 make 6. So 16. Extra 1 will come across there. And I got 36. So I have 36. I still need to divide this by 1, 2, 3, 4 persons, 4 students to get the mean. So 4 can go into 36, and real quick we'll realize 4 goes into 36 9 times. So 9 is the mean. So 9 is the mean. The mean is about here. So we want the difference mean, subtract. We want to subtract 13, which is the mode, minus the mean, which is 9. So 13 minus 9 very quickly becomes 4. So 4, and you're going to put that in your little answer spot, wherever it may be. Identical counters are used. 41, we're coming down to the end, people, the big boy questions now. We have a little pattern and a little sequence. So you must get a pattern and you must get a sequence. CXC, SEA, NCSE, all of that really testing critical thinking these days. Every exam is focusing a lot on critical thinking, which means things like patterns and sequences and series and figuring out stuff is going to pop. Determine the number of counters that will form the 5th pattern in the sequence. Let's see if we can determine a pattern here. So we have how much? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 1, 2, 4, 6, 7. Ooh, we have 7. What do we have here? We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. All right. You have 10 there. You all got 10. 5 and 5 make 10. Yes, and now we have 5 and 5 made 10, but we add on an additional 3. So how much do we have here now, guys? Is it that we have 13 here? So I'm seeing that a little up by 3, a little 3 plus vibes going on here. Each time you're going to a new pattern, you're getting a little 3 boosts. So the fifth pattern, this is the first, this is the second, this is the third, this is the fourth pattern. The fifth pattern, I expect them to follow suit and give them a little 3 boosts. So I'm expecting that these things that they're calling counters, I'm expecting to see 13 plus 3. I'm expecting to see how much in the fifth pattern? I'm expecting to see 13 plus 3. Is it 13? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 plus 3. Why am I seeing weird numbers in my chat? I'm expecting to see 16 counters. I'm assuming that these things are called counters, right? So I'm expecting to see 16 of them. Draw the fifth pattern. Oh my gosh, I cannot be serious. Pain and sorrow. Oh, we out here drawing one set of squares earlier. 16 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to draw the fourth pattern first. And I just want to make sure I'm putting them in the right spot now. Because I add on 3. So I want to make sure I'm adding on the 3 in the right spot. And then this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you watch carefully, this is actually, and I happen to be an expert artist. So I know I put on a good work here for you. Just pretend that you're seeing the best rectangles in the world. Yeah. Please. Best squares, rectangle, counters. And them counters now. When you grow up, you want to be able to make counters like me. And I know. So we have how many counters we have? Look at them counters. They're looking nice. They're artistic. So we have how much counters here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's how much we established already. We have 13. And it seems to me that the new counters are being added on here every time. Will you catch that? So it's like you're adding on each one there. You're adding on each one there. So if we join the fifth pattern, I would just finish off with a nice little counter here, a new counter there, and a new counter here. And we cook in with Ramco gas there. Ramco gas. Boom, bang, bing. All right. So, and Anna said that the number of counters in each pattern is prime. Explain why she's incorrect. Well, Anna, sis, Anna, I'm not too sure about that, Anna. Where you see prime numbers, and you had to preach to Anna here, right? So you had to let Anna know prime numbers have only 2 factors. Hard luck, Diana. And that would be all well and good if it was numbers like 7 and 13. But from the word go, we start off with 4. 4 in the first pattern, we have 4 counters. 4 has 3 factors, and the factors are 1, 2, and 4. So it is not prime. And if you want to really talk down in Anna's head, you can say 10 and 16 are also not prime numbers. Not prime numbers. Ooh, my handwriting is the best handwriting in the world. So 10 and 16 is not prime number. Prime numbers are numbers that are divisible by 1 and self. 10 and 4 and 16 not prime numbers. So Anna need to relax with that prime number talk. Hard luck there, boy. Anna, let's go on to the next. Wait. We done? I feel cheated. Earlier we done. If you made it till the end, if you're here on the start till the finish, type I was here. I was here 2,000 years ago. Type that. I was here 2,000 years ago. When we began. When it all began. What I will ask when we finish, I believe we have 12 SE revision sessions that will take us to exam. I will ask, in the last session, I will ask who was here for all of these sessions. So try and make them all. try and make them all. We're going to be back next week, Sunday. As I said, parents, if you are here, this is the number to call to get the child or yourself in the, don't call it actually, WhatsApp the number, 472-4221. And by Monday, this sheet that we have here, by Monday, we will have that, the next week's sheet that I'm going to do on Sunday, we'll have that in the Google Classroom, and they can do it during the week. So they can prime up and make sure everything in the game. And what we actually do is we will correct it and give it back to them Saturday. And we will post the solutions on Sunday. The solutions for this is posted in the drive, so they can keep practicing. So it's like, yes, it's practice like what you can get in the papers, but our questions are carefully done so that they match up what the SEA quality of questions are. And we also will be correcting it. So we correct and go through and give them back the solutions. We also do a whole spreadsheet where you'll be able to see which question they lost the marks in. So which question they lost the marks in, what type of questions you need to practice with them, and that kind of thing. So if you want that, the cost for being in this is only $100 per month. If you want the full Student Hub lessons where we go through all the topics and things, and you get put into another class and you get another set of contact hours with me or another teacher, it's $300 per month. If you want to sign up for CXC classes, if you want to buy, we have some books coming out. We have some SEA revision books and that kind of thing that will be coming out. You can stay tuned to me at Kerwin Springer or study or follow the Student Hub. So you all who live in now, you can just run to Instagram and follow me at Kerwin Springer or on TikTok, however you have social media, on Facebook. Follow me at Kerwin Springer, or you can follow my online school, which is the Student Hub, which happens to be the largest lesson school in the Caribbean, the Student Hub. And we have everything from a very young age all the way up till keep, including music classes as well. So every year we try to improve and grow at a really good rate while still keeping the highest quality that we're known for. So 472-4221. You could go and see the reviews from last year. We had epic results in SEA, in CXE, and in KEEP, and in SAT, which we now offer. Love and blessings, y'all. Thanks for being here. As you're leaving, press like on the video so that it can get pushed out on the YouTube algorithm to more students who would benefit from it. Yes, so later. All right, people. Peace. Shout outs. Now it's shout out time. People who remain till the end is get shout out and things. Do some random shout outs. Ariane, Lene, Haley, fighters are hard workers. Big up the fighters. Bacon Sabrites. Liana, okay. Okay, if you say so. Kihil, shout out, Kashmir, Aviala, Lisa or Letitia, Tia, next Lisa, Shania. There's about 2-3 more shout outs. Big up a fighter here, Nakisha. Sometime we probably do where you from shout out. Shania, Israel, Mikai, Talifa, Everly, Danielle, Jada. Big up my whole Saturday class. Real plenty. I can't keep up with all. Everly, you're here again. You make me click here again. She can dance. Cassidy, Joshua, Christopher. Every time I click the name, the chat jumping up a million miles. Till we meet again. See y'all.